Welcome to Stacy J Studio. Like, subscribe, and care to share. Hashtag fridaysews is today. A little about my life. A week sewing in my room. Next week, what I might just do. Mr. Christopher might barge in. Mabel and Willow's barks begin. It's the crazy house here on YouTube. I love to share.
Hi, I'm Stacy J and this is my studio. Welcome back anyone who has watched me before, and welcome to anyone that is new and had this pop up on your feed and you decided to check me out. Thank you. If you like what I have to say, actually probably not a good one to get you to decide on that one, because I can see this one being a long one in my midst. Hit subscribe, like, share, show that you care. Right, I have been out for a while. I went up to Hamilton and then came back and did my release on the collab I did with the lovely Erin from Erin Sews for the Porter pack woven blouse dress. If you haven't seen that, I will endeavor to remember to put that in the notes. Okay, this is me just going to get a notepad so I can write my notes. Here we go. Found a notepad. Got one. See? Got one. Great. I'm going to put that link. Border. Right. Now, I went away. I went up to Hamilton to see my gorgeous Queenie, and we hung out for the weekend. And then, basically, since I've been back, I've been altering ball dresses. Lots of ball dresses. I've just stuck a zip in the back of a maroon dress. The lovely girl picked it up today and I had to take it in quite a fair bit, and she had to sway back, so I took it. It's sort of, the back panel sort of curved out like that, so this is where the back, so it swayed back a little bit. So she was quite the tiny creature. And yes, so her ball dress is all ready for the 24th. I have another one coming to me on Tuesday, also for the 24th, and so nothing like last minutes. I got one on Thursday before I went to Queenie, which was a ball dress that was required the Saturday after I came back, and then I got one on Monday, required that Friday night. So nothing like last minutes. I also went into Parliament and measured up some crew there to do some trousers, which I have 2 boxes of pants for me to hem for Monday. Actually, I've been gifted the time to Wednesday, but I like to get those boxes out of the way, as Mr. Christopher said when he walked in the door. What are they doing here? Should they not have been done? To which he got the look. Yeah, he did. I also hosted a online Le Rêve party, which I got some beautiful gifts, which is perfume, which I love. So I'm smelling gorgeous. And when I tell you what I'm wearing with my perfume, I might as well tell you what I'm wearing with my clothes. Now, I have on the Be Mine balloon sleeve blouse. Okay, and I did a full bust adjustment for this because the girls needed it. And underneath, I don't remember, and I don't know if you remember, if you've been watching me for a while, me making a pair of corduroy pants. I'm just going to tip you down a bit. A pair of cord pants, wide leg, high-waisted. Yeah, so these are them, and the back. I actually don't like high-waisted pants, but I'm starting to like these a little bit. No, Julie, I do not want the pattern back. I liked how a little bit of this flower, this little bit of this like orange bit here on the flower, actually really blends beautifully with these like burnt orange pants. So that's me today. My facing is falling down, but Stacey didn't take it off to re-sew that up on the blind hem machine. So that's what I have got on. The another job I've been doing, And I even put a short on, I think, a short or something on YouTube or Instagram. I don't know what I do. I just play, and I'm not as good as all the other ones that putting things on Instagram. I'm trying to get better at it. I just don't film. Seeing myself on camera is not fun. So when I film something and then they want me to turn it into something where yeah, it's not fun. So the other thing I've been doing is my quilt. Now this is my quilt. Now I was told by Erin from Erin Sews to look at how Izzy from Dizzy Quilts, Dizzy Quilts and Sews, Dizzy Sews and Quilts. I'll attach that. How to attach the 3 layers together with the little thread. Fantastic way. So I eventually did it. I keep getting my fingers hooked in it. So this is all attached, sort of. But, and it's 12 across. But look here. I'm hand stitched. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the first 12. And how many have I got going down? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, oh, 13. Okay, I thought it was 12 by 12. Okay, so I'm on row 1 of 13 into square 6 of 12. So that's where I'm at too. So I try to do a block a night. So that's going to take me, someone else do the math, a long time. So it keeps my hands busy. I have a friend who, she's got twins, and I think you might have heard me mention James before in the past. Well, they actually just turned 18. There you go. My twins are on in November. So she's actually heading up to the Solomon Islands and to Guadalcanal. Now, if you watched my first one, you would have seen that I'd lived in Honiara, Guadalcanal, for 2 years when I was a child. And it just so happens that one of the girls I went to school with, who was also my friend, still lives in the islands. So she still lives up there. Made a beautiful life for herself and all that up there. So she's heading up there soon. And bought a ton of clothes because, you know, cotton all the way up there. So she's got some linen clothes and things. She bought them because she's like petite height. I had to hem them and make them shorter. Now, this girl she's just so lovely. Just such a lovely girl. Her name's Tracy. I have quite a few Tracys in my life. Some I don't talk to. But anyway, I'm going to make her. Now, in Solomon Islands, it's, I mean, I just remember it to be a tropical, resorty town. I was too young to see everything else that was going on around me. But it's gone on. I know that because I'm ex-military. But I thought for safety, when she's out, to make her the quiver sling by Country Cow Designs. Okay, so I'm going to make her a little miniature one so that when she's out shopping, she can wear that on her front. Now, going all tropical themed here because I just love the tropics. I've made the front in red with the red and white flower, and in the inside is a sunflower. And I've added that hook that I added to Queenie in my big ones, and I have actually put an internal pocket. So I thought that if Tracy wears the sling, she can have her phone in the pouch. She can put her money in or her wallet in there or a phone in there, depends on where she wants it. And I'm just doing that up. And she's also got something here for her room key for her apartment where she's living. So I thought that would be really cool. So she doesn't know I'm making that, and she doesn't watch me because she's just too busy. She is far too busy to watch me, which I don't mind. So yeah, I made that. And for the zip, I've given her, I know it's got pink on it, but I've given her a little flower and a little heart so that she can, yeah, that's what I'm doing. So that's, oh, that zip's not going the wrong way. Now it is. So that's what I thought I'd make her. She flies out on the 17th, so I was making that today and almost ran out of time to vlog you, but I'm going to vlog you. Then what else have I got? So, you know, I bought the quilted blankets with the Sherpa on one side and the like velvety on the other side from Spotlight for $39, the two. Well, I've got two upstairs in the living room now that seem to be everyone's blankets that just kind of got taken over and then stuck on a dog, which I just about lost my mind. I did the old look, you know. So I want to make this because it's not getting any warmer. I think the coldest month we have here in Wellington is actually September 2011. It snowed in Wellington. It hadn't snowed for 40 years, 60 years, a long time. And it snowed in my second year of being here. So it was pretty until it wasn't. Apparently snow gets yucky and cars drive over it. So I've had a few people say to me, suck it up with an overcoat and not having buttons down the front. And I have somebody who, I think it's Kim, maybe not, down in Dunners, which is Dunedin, which is where Chris's eldest daughter is where he will be next week. So next Friday I'll be coming from you without a Mr. Christopher barging through the door. So she said, sorry Kim if it is you and I've said she, and if it's not you Kim, sorry, made an overcoat when lived in Auckland with a wool, and Auckland is not as cold. Okay, it does get cold, it's had some pretty cool nights, but not as thick as the coats I've had here that I need here, and gloves and scarves and everything up in Auckland. So grab the pattern back off Mum. See, it hasn't even been opened, so I feel so stink. She hasn't opened it. She picked it. So I'm going to hopefully make those this weekend in amongst possibly hemming 6 times 3. It's 18 plus 3 is 21. 7 times 3, maybe 21 pairs of pants. So there's a few pairs of pants for me to do. Right. Now that's out the way. Have I forgotten to tell you something? Oh, I finally sent off Mary's booklet today. I was having a little trouble with the post. I don't like the post. I really don't like the post this last week. Still haven't sent off my Canada and my Scottish and my American pack yet. But I will, girls. Okay, if you just heard your country called, it's coming. Anyway, so my trip to Hamilton, I've got to tell this. I actually did a vlog on this and it was over an hour long. So I'm going to give you the short version. Right, my flight to Hamilton took off at 6:35, landing in Hamilton at 6:45, landing at 7:50 that morning. And then what we were doing was we're going basically straight from the airport, driving straight up to Auckland, which is 1.5 hour flight. We're going over to West Auckland, so flight to drive. So going straight to West Auckland, which was about 2 hours, right? So I had persuaded Mr. Christopher to drive me to the airport at stupid o'clock for him. And just say I did let him go back to bed. So he drives me in. I got up at 4:30, got showered, had made last minute packing of like all of my beauties. And I do leave things in Hamilton so I don't have to take them. I've left more stuff there now. But so I went in, I checked in. After half an hour of trying to scan my phone to get my ticket and to check in, I need to realize I was doing it wrong. And the worst thing was somebody was actually watching me and must think I was the biggest twit in the world. Anyway, so I scanned it, got my seat, and off I go to the ladies, because I mean I got up at 4, things hadn't moved, so I just went to the toilet and I'm sitting on the toilet and I hear flight blah 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 to Hamilton, departing at blah 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 has been cancelled. Yeah. By that time I was washing my hand and I'm like, what? So I text Mr. Christopher and said, oh, it's cancelled. And then I text Queenie and said, flight's cancelled. Anyway, so they said, all flights, people have been organised, booked on the flight. Please check your app to see what flight you're on, and check in. And please go down and get your bags if you've checked in. Get your bag and recheck in. So I'm like going, because Chris automatically goes, okay, I'll stop. Don't stop, because I've got don't stop. Anyway, they said don't stop. Books. Plane flights booking. Okay, and he goes, okay. And I still hadn't, it had bleeped, and I hadn't heard from Queenie, and I went, oi. And because they said, we'll either give a later flight to Dunedin, to Hamilton, or you'll get a flight to Auckland. So my brain's starting to go, if I get a later flight to Hamilton, I'm going to be real late. By the time we get up to Auckland, it's going to be pretty much time we should have left, like an hour before that. So I'm thinking, oh God, I wonder. So I went up and I said to the lady, this is before I got my bag, I said, if I book and I'm going to Auckland, can I get off at Auckland and not have to go down by bus to Hamilton? Oh, sure, no worries, sweet as. Cool. So nothing from Queenie, and I just went, text, oi. And still nothing. And now I've got my baggage now and coming out, still nothing from Queenie. I went, oh, I've got to ring her. It's like, I just didn't want to wake the house, and I thought, I've got to ring her, So I rang her, and she's, hello. And I said, the flight's been cancelled, but I can get another flight to Auckland. Should I get off at Auckland and you meet me at Auckland? She goes, yes, do that. Okay, so long story short, I got my flight booked to Auckland, and then I was going to get off in Auckland. That was fantastic, booked on. So my flight was now taking off at 9:35, landing at 9:45 or something like that in Auckland. So that 9:35, because it's 10:45. It's an hour anyway. So all good. So I'm sort of drifting around. I bought myself a book, and it's a book of a series that Victoria's reading, and I could just pick it up at series 3 because I didn't need to read the first, because it was Bridgerton. Okay. However, the book is really different to the show. So anyway, so I'm sitting down reading a book. I then get on the phone. Mum rings me because she's feeling so bad because we had this whole day planned, and she's like, oh my God, it's all turned to custard. And I went, as long as I get up there, Mum, that's all we really care about. So anyway, so had about a half an hour rant to her because something had happened the day before, and I was just ranting about it. Hung up from her, reading my book. Then I decided to do, half an hour walk. So I walked around the airport, and by that time it was time to board. So I'm saying, I've gone through, and when I get there to put your stuff through the little x-ray machine, I had to take my boots off because my boots went up to just below my knees. Had to take my boots off, my coat off, my scarf off, empty my pockets, had to carry my glasses, my bag, get my phone out of my bag and my laptop out of my bag. I had 4 trays going through. So I go through, and of course I bleep anyway. So I'm standing here like this, like a prisoner, ready to get scaffolded down, and they see that it's lit up on my wrist. And then I go through, and I said, I don't know why I wear this bracelet, and it's just my Pandora bracelet. Just one of my 5 Pandora bracelets. Anyway, so go through, then I'm getting dressed, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, people have already boarded probably. Get down to my gate, and nobody's moved. It's just sitting there, and went, oh, so much for the 9:25 boarding. 9:29, still not boarding. 9:35, we start boarding. Now, we were meant to take off at 9:35. So we're boarding, and we're sitting there, and I sat down next to the guy who's sitting next to me, obviously, and he goes, he said, this is a full flight. I didn't think it was full. I said, yeah, no. I said, I was meant to go to Hamilton this morning. And he goes, oh, the cancelled flight. Yeah, the cancelled flight. Oh, by the way, there was another cancelled flight to Hamilton, so I'm glad I didn't get a later flight. And he goes, all right, so he is going up to Whangarei, so he had to catch a connecting flight. And then about being on board for about 15 minutes after people have sat down. And he goes, they said, oh, I regret to inform you that. And I was like, no. And they said, there's been some paper go into the engine. No. Yes. So anyway, we all got to stay while we waited for an engineer. We didn't know when the engineer was showing up anyway. About half an hour later, we get the whole, okay, the engineer's happy. The paper didn't go into the engine. It just stuck on the rim. They've got rid of it. It's toilet paper, by the way. Real crappy situation. And the woman next to me said, oh my God, I need to go to the toilet. And I said, you're going to add to that toilet paper? She goes, possibly. Anyway, they said it will take 20 minutes for the engineer to at least write up the report. So by now we're like an hour on ground, sitting on our seats. Thank goodness I peed just before I got on the flight. So I've got 2 cups of coffee in me, and they walked around with, they were going to give us beverages and a snack. They had popcorn and a water. I got a water. You know how small their glasses are, man. I know I'm dying of thirst by now, because we all know how much I hoover back. So anyway, eventually we take off and I land at 12. I've been up since 4:30. 12 o'clock we land. I go out, and because Auckland's just madness and chaos and mayhem, and nobody wants to park in Auckland, and I'm quite happy with that. And Queenie pulled into the pickup drop-off zone, and I went in there, chucked my bags and big hugs, and off we went into Costco's. So get to Costco's and we go down there. Very excited, so excited, and I left my glasses in the car. We didn't go back out to get them, but we walked around, and she was my eyes, so it was pretty good. And I got a few things. I spent, $300. So that was cool. Bit of a fuffle with some of the things in there, like shoes the wrong size. I had to run back and get the size I wanted for my son. So that was crazy. Then we were going to go to a fabric shop that has been pointed out to me by Jackie from, she lives up in Hamilton Way, up in the Waikato, and two places in Otara. And so we're going down the motorway, and instead of going the back motorway into Hamilton, we went the front way. And literally as soon as we hit one major area, now I grew up in my 30s in Auckland, and I know how to get from West Auckland to South Auckland and how crazy it is, the cars are, okay? Probably not as big as what some of the other countries, UK and America have, but this is just like bumper to bumper kind of thing, and it's all the time. But this is 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday. People, why are you not at work? So we're driving along there, and I'm like, I forgot about this. I forgot this is what happens on a Friday. And Queenie goes, that's right. And I said, she's mapped out the place for us to get to Otara. And, I said, oh no. And then I get a phone call. And it's a robotic recording. It says, this is your bank. Your credit card has been debited $900 for Bitcoin. You are not a Bitcoin user. There is no history of you buying Bitcoin. If you would like this transaction to not go through, please push 1 for no, and please push 2 for yes. So I'm sitting in a car in a traffic jam and get that phone call. Now, I'd got one earlier and it was a mobile phone number. I got one earlier that day from a guy who wanted a measure up, but I wasn't in town, so I couldn't do it. Anyway, so I always answer mobile numbers because they could be a client. Anyway, so I sort of, and I just hung up. And then I went through quickly and looked at my 2 bank accounts, and nothing was there. And Queenie said, contact the bank. So I rang our major bank first, the one that's got like a major amount of money in it. And I rang them on the hold for like 20 minutes. And in the 20 minutes, this is my day. And I was like, this is my day. And so in the meantime, we're ringing Chris, and we're talking to Chris about it all. And he'd got some sort of thing, and somebody was telling me about another scam. And I'm texting Mum saying, Mum, just don't do this. If this happens, don't say this. Just hang up, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so got the bank lady. She said, did you push any buttons? I said, no. She said, because if you push one, it would have gone through and they would have done a recording. They would have asked you to link it. I said, yeah, well, I would never have done that. I said, A, they never told me what bank it was. And B, I don't have a credit card. So it was like, really? Do ya? So she was really happy with that. And we kept troughing off down in traffic. And we're still going. And we're getting up to, like, the Otara turn off, and I said to Queenie, I said, I'm not selfish. I said, I don't want to go. And she goes, no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. The traffic is easing up. And I said, a little bit later, I said, no, we're not going. Why not? I said, because at the end of the day, we jump off and we go shopping for fabric for an hour, which doesn't entertain you unless there's something you really want and we buy it. I said, so no, you will do this for me. You will stand there and it will be just not fun. I said, no. I said, it's not the last time I'm going to visit you. Yeah, of course not. I said, next time we'll just come into Hamilton, and I said, we'll just go up and we'll just go to Otara and then we'll come home back to Hamilton. She goes, okay. So crisis diverted, we did not go off, which was all cool. And she goes, I'm really happy. I said, yeah, no. I said, sorry, you're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome. Anyway, so we get home and we unload. She takes me on the house, which is the first time I've been in a house. She moved in April. So it was very exciting. And we went and had a spa and we just enjoyed ourselves. It was really good. The next day we got up, went to see Jackie. We went to Cambridge and we had brunch with Jackie, which was really nice. I will actually stick some photos at the end. I didn't actually get photos of us at the cafe. But we went to this cafe. I can't remember the name of it. Cafe in Cambridge. Can't remember. And then we went to, I wanted to get a perfume that I'd liked. Finally found out where it was, and we went to the Chemist Warehouse. We off track and got it. Then when we got back, it was a beautiful day, and Steve said if it's a beautiful day, we'll head off to Raglan and we'll go and have fish and chips at Raglan. So off we fly, literally low-level flying, going. I felt comfortable in the car. I didn't feel like freaking out or anything, but it was nice little speedy trip through the I got some photos. So got some photos at Raglan, which is the surf beach, which nobody was surfing because there was no waves. And so so we did that, and then we come back. We picked up Luke, which is Queenie's youngest, from the cafe he was working at, and went home. We had some dinner. I did not go on the spa that night. I think I read my book. And then the next day was another lovely day, chilly willy, but lovely. Oh, the next day we went, and she has some beautiful fantails dancing around in her trees. I said to her, we're going to get some bird feed and a bird feeder. So we shot off on Sunday to Martin and grabbed some bird food and some bird feeder, and we hung them up. And we sat inside and outside. Queenie's mum came to visit us, which was always very good to see her. And she's looking really, really good. And then we did have another spa. Oh no, we went and picked Luke up. That's right, we picked Luke up from work. And we watched the Olympic opening. That's like 4 hours of my life I'll never get back. But it was fun. We kept expecting, I don't know what we expected. We expected it to stop, and it just didn't. It just kept going. So that was a little bit funny. So, and then Sunday comes and becomes, we went into the spa. Yes, we went to the spa, and then we were going to have some dinner. We sat out. That's right, sat outside, and it was getting dark, and we had blankets around us, and we'd just wave our arm, and the sensor light would come on, and then it would go out, and we waved our arm. One time we waved our arm, and no lights came back on. So their whole house had a power cut. No one else, just their house had a power cut. I mean, it was like the devilish weekend. I must have brought every bit of bad karma to them. And down the road the day before, there was a car had swerved and flown into the driveway, and there were ambulances and fire engines and police cars down the road. We might have had a nosy. I still have photos of that too. Might have had a nosy, but yeah, that was fun. He's okay, by the way. No idea what happened. It was one guy in a car without a seatbelt on, which was really super stupid, in his early 20s. And of course I have to text my son who is 20 and make sure he's all good, and just how fast stuff happens. And then so the power, had no power. I'm texting Chris, and Chris goes, and all your fuses, they said it's all on. Okay, cool. He goes, it's the mains power. So don't stress, it's mains power, and it will all be okay. So the electrician came around about an hour after, candles burning. We might have snuck into a bag of chips for a bit. I didn't eat many, I promise. And then we got the power back on. We cooked dinner and we sat down chatting away, watching a bit of sport on. It's again another thing I don't do is watch sport on TV. I never watch the Olympics and I don't watch sport on TV. And I did it. But I think because I had time to do it, because I took nothing but a book. Well, the book was bought because of, you know, the original flight. And the other thing I did make was pom-poms for the beanies that Queenie knits up for the underprivileged children. There's a radio station that collects them, and she sits here and knits beanies for them and also for the cancer ward so that their heads are warm. Yep. So I made some pom-poms to go on it. And what else did I do? So after the power went on, we had our dinner and we just sit and lazed around. And then on Monday, we went to the airport. No flights were cancelled. We went in there, we checked in. Now, Queenie doesn't drop and run. I have to drop and run her, but she doesn't drop and run me. So she comes in, she's standing there, and we're waiting for this guy had like 15,000 children. And he put his bags on 2 carousels. And the kids were just messing around with one of them, and he was at the other. And all their bags were like taken over this other carousel to get and scan our bags in. And I said, most indignantly, because there was another gentleman waiting, "Excuse me, are you using that?" "No." "Go ahead, you can use it." "Thank you." And the wife turned around and said, "Oh, but you'll have to move our bags." To which Queenie said, "No, you can do that." I said, "No, you're fine. I'll step over those things. I'm not moving 15,000 bags. My children are grown up. I've done my fair share of that. Thank you." So anyway, I filtered that. I did not say that out loud. So we put our bags on, and this family went upstairs, and we went upstairs. That's kind of the waiting area. Went upstairs, and they were loud, they were obnoxious, and I thought, oh my gosh, I've got like a whole Wellington flight that I'm going to have to sit through with these people. And they called for the Christchurch flight, and they didn't move. And then they called for the Christchurch flight again, and they didn't move, and because by then the Wellington flight had landed. And then they called one more time, and by then they had started putting bags on, and they got on the Christchurch flight. And I looked at the guy behind me, and we sort of looked at each other with a whew, and I said, "Wellington?" He goes, "Yep." And I went, "Yep." Phew. I mean, they just did not control those children. It was just, yeah, the guy was swearing at the kids because they stood on his precious white shoes, and it was just like, oh, don't do that in public. If you don't want your shoes stepped on, don't buy white ones. Anyway, so I came home, and then that was Monday, then straight into ball dresses, and then on Friday last week I didn't get out of bed, and on Thursday I started getting a scratchy throat and a bit of a blocked nose, and that was building up on the Wednesday. So so I basically sort of shut down a little bit slower last week. Good as wood, no, I did not have COVID. I did test for COVID twice and no COVID, so that's all good. And I am, yeah, good as wood. And today's Friday, and that is my little bit about life. Aren't you glad you pushed play? So next week I'll hopefully be able to show you my Nova coats, and I won't show you the 10,000 pants I'm hemming because they are going to be gone. I also had a bride ring me yesterday and said she needed her wedding dress shortened. She was getting married on Tuesday. Yes, this Tuesday. Yes, in 3 days, 4 days. Yes, that day. And I said, yeah, come on, I'll do it. And I was the second person she rang. The first person didn't really speak English, so it was a little bit funny. So she rang me, and I texted her yesterday and said, your dress is done. And she was like, God. I said, that's just one less stress. And funnily enough, I asked, her husband's a builder, and I asked his name, and she told me, and I smiled. I said, what's his last name? And she said his last name, and she said, do you know him? I said, yes, I do know him. She goes, oh, how do you know him? I said, because my son used to work for him. before he became a PT trainer. And she goes, really? And then I said his name, and she goes, oh my God. I said, I'm his mum. And she said, oh, that's so funny. That's so cool. So, yeah, there you go. Small world. This is Upper Hutt. I might put the population of Upper Hutt down in my notes in the description. Population. So, yeah, there you go. That has been me for the last week and a half. And, yeah, I died to tell you about my trip to Hamilton. You know, it was every day was relaxing, but it wasn't relaxing. You know what I mean? It wasn't mayhem and madness. It was like I sat down and did nothing. I think just the whole, it was stressful trying to get to Hamilton. And it was foggy every single day. Every single day you'd look out and the fog would be just out there. And then you'd look out again about half an hour later and it was cuddling the house. Foggy every day until the Monday when I flew out of there. I could see me saying to my Monday person, I'm not back. I'm stuck in Hamilton. Wouldn't have been a bad thing. I wouldn't have minded, but you know. Girls got to eat, right? Anyway, everyone, thank you very much for tuning in to see me again. I have thrown a few shorts out there. I've also done some Instagram reels. I'm learning how to do that a bit more than I do, because I do get on there, and Ruan and Julie and even Erin does little shorts, all sorts of things, and I don't. So I've got to start. I've got to just be more, diligent in what I do. Anyway, I will tell you something, that in approximately 9 days is my year. I haven't reached 2,000, but it's what it is. It's not about the numbers. It's about the numbers that are here that enjoy the content. And so, yeah, 1 year. Can you believe that? For 1 year, you guys have been tuning in. Let me know how long you've been tuning in to me in the comments below. Fun. How I've changed. Have I changed? I don't know. Anyway, everyone, I would like you to stay well, warm, dry, keep cool, keep on sewing, hydrate, and have no regrets. I went up to Hamilton, had a really bad way to get up there. No regrets that I went. It just added texture to my weekend with my darling Queenie. She loved all her gifts. Really loved all her gifts. She felt very spoilt. Yeah, so there you go. I will stop saying and I'll move on. I think it is now 5:50 and I've been going for 37 minutes. So that's not too bad, considering just telling you about my Hamilton trip the first time was, yeah, I swear I've forgotten something. It's all good. It's great to see Jackie, and it was great to hang with my Queenie. Everyone take care, please, and I will see you next time I'm looking at you.
Subscribe, like, and share, just to let me know that you care.